This is my Telegram bot tutorial, and we will create a Telegram bot and a Flask application for it, and we'll test it. And let's start with creating a Telegram bot with a special bot called botfather. You have to search for it, botfather, this one, and then I'm click on new bot command. I have to choose a name for it. Let's say CoinMarketCap test bot, and I have to choose a username for my bot. CoinMarketCap test bot, for instance. Great. The most important thing here is an API token. Copy it and paste it to my script. I am creating a new variable token that equals to my token, Telegram token. Also, there is a link to our bot start, and we have a link to bot's API documentation. And here I need a making requests section, and we can test our bot with this URL. Copy this and paste it here. And I have to substitute this token with my real token. Copy and paste it here. GetMe method is the default method for this request, and it returns just a basic information about our bot. And we can see that Telegram responds us with this JSON object that represents the basic information about our bot. Now let's write a message to our bot. Telegram, something like this. Hello bot. And how we can get new messages from the Telegram. And to do it, we can use the getUpdates method. Get updates, and again we can see a new JSON object, and the last element of the JSON list result contains our message to the bot, hello bot. And to respond to the message we can use the sendMessage method. For instance, getting updates, we have used getUpdates method, and then I'm looking for sendMessage method, and we can see that I need chat ID and a text as required parameters. So let's create a query string. Send message, question mark, chat ID equals to chat ID. Here ampersand text equals to hello user. Copy this link and paste it here. And we can see that we have received a message from the bot, hello user. And this is the basic pattern of the interaction between the user and the bot. And this interaction based on receiving and sending messages. And so our task is to automate this interaction. We will not use the getUpdates method, we will use a webhook for getting updates, but the common pattern of the interaction is the same. Firstly, we have to receive and handle the user's message, and we have to send to the user requested information. And during the preparation in the first video, we have installed the Flask framework. And for what do we need the Flask framework here? The fact is that we can receive new messages from the Telegram by two ways. The first one we have used already. We can call the getUpdates method, and downside of this method is we don't know when there will be a new message for us. And thus we have to call the getUpdates method continuously. That is, we will spam Telegram servers with our requests. And the second way is to use a webhook. Using webhooks means that if there is a new message for us, the Telegram will send it to us itself without any request from our side. The downside of the method is that Telegram sends messages via post requests to a particular URL address. And so we have to able to handle post requests, and we need a static URL address. And also Telegram uses HTTPS protocol, so we need an SSL certificate. And that is why we need the Flask framework, or Django, as you wish. But Flask is much simpler, so it will be a Flask application. So actually our bot is a Flask application. And there is our to-do list for bot. Firstly, we have to import Flask class and create a Flask instance. Here, from Flask, import Flask class. And here I'm creating an app variable that equals to the Flask class, and I'm passing into it the name attribute. The name attribute refers to the current Python file main.py, and Flask uses it to create a paths to its dependencies like templates folders, folders with JS files and CSS files. Next, in the if main block, I'm calling my app variable run method and debug parameter equals to true. And now let's create a new view function that will handle requests to our application. App variable calls a road decorator, and the first argument is a URL. Then I'm creating a new index function that will return a string h1 header with a CoinMarketCap bot. And let's run it. CoinMarketCap bot. The basic frame of our Flask application is ready, and now it is time to set up a tunnel. Tunneling allowing anyone in the internet access to our local host, and I will use tunneling just to testing purposes for our bot. There are a number of services providing tunneling, but today I will use Servio.net service. I'm just copying this line and paste it to my console. Then I'm substitute the port number to 5000, and that's all. here is my bot, CoinMarketCap bot. And right now my Flask application is accessible over the internet. And this address, premiumservio.net, I will use to set up a webhook. And now I'm going to Telegram documentation, getting updates section, and I need webhooks. Set webhook method. And there is only one required parameter, it is a URL. So I want to copy this URL again. Copy, get me to set webhook question mark URL equals to this address. Copy this URL, paste it here, and we can see a message that webhook was set. And also it means that to get the new messages from the user, we have no need to use the getUpdates method anymore, because Telegram will send to this address, premiumservio.net, to this address, JSON objects with the user's message and the other meter information. And now I want to see what Telegram sends to me every time. We know that Telegram sends us post requests that contain JSON objects. So I want to receive these requests. And to handle post requests, I have to pass into the route decorator the second argument methods that equals to a list, where first element will be post method and the second get between quotes. And the next step is to get a JSON object that Telegram will send to me. All information about a certain request stored in the request object. So I have to import it from Flask, import request. It is not the same as request library. It is a request object from Flask framework. So here in the index function, I have to check whether I got a post request or not. So I'm starting a new if statement. If request object method object equals to post, then pass. Else means I got a get request. We will return this string. And here there is an important detail. Our Flask application should respond to the Telegram with 200 status code. Otherwise, Telegram will think that we have not received his message and will send it one more time, and then again, and again, and again, and again. And to do it, I'm importing the response class. So here, from Flask, import response class. And the return value in the if statement will be response class with body, let's say OK, and status parameter equals to 200. And that's it. This return statement will prevent Telegram from spamming our bot with its requests. And now finally I have to get the JSON object. So here I'm creating a new variable, let's say message or msg that equals to request, and request object has a method getJSON. And the msg variable will contain the JSON object sent by the Telegram. And now let's call the write JSON function, pass into it msg variable, and a new file name will be Telegram request JSON. Let's call it. It's already running. So let's, and as I press enter, the bot have received a message from the Telegram, and we can see a new file, Telegram request, this one, and our text message. And we can see our message as the value of the text key of the message dictionary. Next step, our CoinMarketCap parser takes as an argument a cryptocurrency ticker. So I am assuming that a user will send to our bot a comments like BTC type bot command BTC, because there is a slash prefixed the text, or any other ticker, XRP or ETH, and so on and so on. And our task for now is to parse the user's message, get a cryptocurrency ticker, and then pass it into the get CMC data function. And then we have sent the Telegram's user a message with the CoinMarketCap answer. So let's create a new function. Let's say parse message that will take a Telegram's answer message. Pass for a while. Okay, what data we have to get from the message variable? As you remember, to send a Telegram's user a message, we have to know a chat ID and we need a text. So chat ID we can find here, chat dictionary and ID key inside the message dictionary. So the parse message function will parse a chat ID and a cryptocurrency ticker. So chat ID equals the message variable, this one. Then I'm specifying the message dictionary, the message key, message also. Then inside message dictionary we have chat, and then ID, this one. And to parse message text is a bit more complex task. Firstly, I have to get the message text. So I have created a new variable, let's say txt, that equals to message variable, this one. Then message dictionary, message key, and there at the bottom the text key. It is a text, a user's text, but a user can misprint or can post a random string without any cryptocurrency ticker. So I have to parse txt variable and get only a ticker, if any. By default, Telegram's commands are prefixed with a slash symbol, and the cryptocurrency tickers are sequences of 2 to 4 letters, something like this. BTC, it is Telegram command, and BTC is a cryptocurrency ticker, or I don't know, made. So practically it means that I have to find all text that satisfies these two conditions. And I can do that with regular expressions. Regular expressions itself are just search patterns. And firstly, I have to import RE module, import RE. Then here inside parse message function, I'm creating a new variable pattern that equals to a string with a raw string notation. And next I'm going to regex101.com website, checks here Python. It is a regular expression validator. And here inside test string field, I'm pasting some test strings. Next, Telegram's commands are started with a slash symbol. So here I'm inputting slash symbol, and regex101 highlighted all occurrences of a slash symbol. Then each cryptocurrency ticker consists of 2 to 4 letters, so I'm specifying a square brackets. Square brackets means a group of symbols, and between square brackets I'm specifying a range from A to Z and the capital A to capital Z. That means I'm looking for text symbols, letters, and then I want to specify a quantity of letters in each sequence, and I can do it with the curly brackets. So curly brackets at the end, and between them I'm specifying that each sequence consists of 2 to 4 symbols. And that's all. regex101 highlighted all occurrences of cryptocurrency tickers. So I'm copying this string and paste it here. And the next step is to find with this regular expression a matching text. I'm creating a new variable, let's say ticker, that equals to the following. The RE module calls its method findAll. As the first argument, I have to pass into the findAll method what we're looking for. I'm looking for the text matching my regular expression, that is pattern variable, and the second argument is where I'm looking for. That is the txt variable. And findAll method always returns a list of matches. And if a user sent us a cryptocurrency ticker, this list will not be empty. But if he misprinted or sent us some random string, the list will be empty. So I have to check whether the ticker list is empty or not. If the list is not empty, I need its first element. So if ticker, then symbol variable, a new variable, equals to ticker 0 element, the first element. Else symbol equals to the empty string. So this expression ticker 0 returns us some ticker like this, slash BTC or slash XRP or and so on. And to pass the symbol variable to the get CoinMarketCap data function here, I have to read off the slash symbol. And I can do it with two ways. The first one is to slice the string and to take all symbols except the first one, like so. The second element with index 1 and to the end of the string. It will be except first element except slash btc. Or we can use strip or lstrip method and specify as an argument a slash symbol. And then I have to uppercase the string, a symbol. And that's all. The parse message function will return us a tuple with a chat ID variable and a symbol. A symbol variable will contain a cryptocurrency ticker or just an empty string. Next step, I'm returning to the index view function, and here I have a msg message variable that I need to parse with the parse message function, with this one, and get chat ID and refine a cryptocurrency symbol on ticker, as you wish. The parse message function returns a tuple with this data, so I won't just call it and want to unpack its return result to two variables. So it will be chat ID variable, comma, and symbol that equals to the call of the parse message function. And as an argument, I'm passing into it the message variable. Next, I know that if the user mistakes, the symbol variable will be empty. And in this case, I cannot call the getCMC function and get the cryptocurrency price. And at the same time, I have to respond to the Telegram with 200 status code. And also, I want to send a user a message that it is a wrong input data. So, inside the if statement, I'm creating a new inner if statement, and here if not symbol, that is the symbol variable will be empty. I'm return response object with OK text and status equals to 200. It is the first part. The second part is to send to the Telegram user a message that he posted a wrong data. So we need a new function, send message function, def send message, that takes chat ID and some text. We can specify a default value, let's say blah blah blah. To send a message to the chat, we have to know a URL address. So I'm creating a new variable URL that equals to a string, and here our dummy URL with our token. So I have saved token here, so I can use fstring notation f and method send message. So the token variable will be substituted here in the token field. Next, I have to create a dictionary. Let's say it will be, I don't know, payload that equals to an empty dictionary, and here I need a chat ID key with the value of chat ID variable, and Another key is a text with a text variable as a value. I just want to remind you that the required parameters for send message method is chat ID and text, so we have only two required keys in payload dictionary. And at this time it will be post request. So requests library post method, URL variable as the first argument, and JSON parameter will be equal to the payload dictionary, and that's all. And I can return the R variable. And in the if statement, in the index function, I'm just calling here the send message function and pass into it the chat ID variable, and as the text I'm specifying, let's say, raw data. And one small step left, but we can test our bot with raw data. We should receive the raw data message from our bot, for instance, something like this. But let's create the price variable here outside the inner if statement, price, that equals to the call of the get CMC data function, and I'm passing into it the symbol variable as an argument. And next I'm calling the send message function here, send message chat ID as the first argument and the price variable as the second. And now we can test our bot. Nothing happens. Once again. We received post request, but nothing happened. So I think that the problem is here. There should be the bot word, like here. Save, and let's try it again. Wrong data, great, XRP, and it works. Ethereum, great, it works. Okay, let's create some commands. Bot father, set commands, CoinMarketCap bot, and here let's say BTC get BTC price from CMC, and our bot will have a new command. We should wait for a while. The next final step is to upload the bot to the Python Anywhere server.